Hey everyone, Matt Pisarcik from RazorEmporium.com coming at you today for a quick product spotlight looking at the brand new Rex Supply Company 1988. Well, Rex Supply Company has been making soap for a couple years now, and we have been continuing with the ongoing theme of naming our soaps after famous years and or famous decades. And we have reached a new height, and the new height is 1988. You know, originally the idea was just to call it 1950s, 1960s, like with apostrophe S, and I just thought there was something about that just, I don't know, just didn't really stick in my head. It sounded kind of generic, so I thought, I like alliteration, I want people to remember the 1950, so we're gonna say 55. And that turned into 66, 77, 77, and now it's 88. So it's not really about that specific year, like some special, fragrance came out that year. It's more of just the concept that we want these soaps to represent that era. The era of the 80s had a lot of famous scents and famous, designer fragrances. And that's actually what we did. We looked at some of the most popular fragrances of those days, looked through some old magazines and catalogs and, newspaper clippings of what was popular in this time. And we kind of grabbed some of the underlying notes we kind of kept on seeing reoccurring across the board. And we put those notes together to make our own special blend. And it's not a duplication of anything. It's not a knockoff designer fragrance or something. It's our own creation. And I told our soap making team, I said, look, I want to think about Don Johnson from the movie, the movie and the show Miami Vice, right? But the show Miami Vice. I want to think of Don Johnson with his white suit on and his purple shirt, and he's going down the road in a sports car, and he is listening to Purple Rain, which came out a couple years earlier. He's listening to Purple Rain, and he's doing the Miami Vice scene. There's a big 80s music, and this is what he smells like. I said, I want it to smell like that. So the notes we ended up with were powder musk, amber, and citrus. So really, honestly, pretty basic, but I love it. I think it's a great homage to the 80s. It is clean, it is masculine, it is, bright, but the muskiness gives it this dimension, and the splash, of course, and with the color, we had, let's see, the blue was 55, the green, the yellow kind of tangerine color with 66, and then the green or kind of olive color with 77. And if you think of like those eras too, like those colors represent something, I think of the 50s blue, everyone's, uniformed, looking real clean and powdery blue. The 60s obviously were bright and colorful, so it's got that bright note of tangerine, and it's also bright label. 77, I remember seeing my grandmother's couch. It was green in the 70s. So people had green carpet, green cars. Green, okay. And for the 80s, I really, honestly, I told the team, Purple Rain. I mean, Prince, and I think purple was the in color in the 80s. People were wearing purple suits. People were wearing, undershirts that were purple. You weren't afraid. It wasn't, emasculating to wear purple. I mean, don't forget, purple's royalty. There's, the royal color for the kings and queens of all time was always purple. So I think it's fitting. It's on brand. We did change the background a little bit, to make it look, again, the more angles, kind of more 80s inspired. And we had to then obviously make the matching splash also purple. Yes, we put a little bit of coloring in here. It's food safe coloring. It's not gonna, be bad if it's not some toxic chemical. But it's the same splash, same tallow formula as the other Rex lines. It's just different scented and different colored. The soap isn't purple. The soap is the regular, I always call it mashed potatoes consistency. It's a hot process soap. We literally do scoop it in with a big ice cream scooper while it's still really, liquidy, and it sets up to make this, hardish cream. It's not like triple milled where all the water's out of it and it's rock hard. But I will tell you that the Rex soap is legendary for the tallow goodness, right? And it is very easy to lather. It explodes with lather. If you are someone who's new to shaving and you're worried about making a lather, it's a great idea. If you're someone who loves the 80s and you want to go back in time and get in your DeLorean and smell like the 80s again, bam, right here. That's 1988. I'm excited for it to be released. And I think you guys are going to like it. I think it's something pretty special. So if you haven't already done so, add it to your shopping cart. Check out, get this guy in your bathroom. Check out 1988 from Rex. That's all I got. If you love all things 80, if you love Don Johnson, if you love Purple Rain, tell me below in the comments. I want to hear from you. And that's all I got. Matt Pisarcik from Razor Emporium, signing out.